Welcome everybody to the podcast Legend Killers. I'm your host, Eddie Wettenport, Eddie Lynch, whatever you want to call me. With your returning co-host, Mr. Eddie Nigma. With your co-host, Mr. John Esquire.
Nice.
Esquire, Esker, Exer, Exer.
Just call me John.
With your co-host, Quincy Jones Show.
Listen. You listening? Hey.
How you doing?
What it do? I'm doing all right. Just getting old, surviving life.
Brian Seltzer, whatever the hell his name is.
Brian Meltzer? Something
Meltzer,
like
Seltzer, Meltzer, yeah.
Alka-Seltzer? I think that's what it is.
Brian Alka-Seltzer.
You wanted to discuss who is one of my favorite, or who is my greatest of all time?
Yeah, you have to pick one.
See, I was gonna say that's what makes it hard, because you're saying like in the entirety of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Like even like retired or current, right?
Everything.
Then there's only one person who can really say, and I'm gonna get heat for this. Roman? No.
Yeah, and then Christian asked him, what'd you eat? And I think Kane had a burrito, like a big burrito, he said. And then Christian like punches him in the gut and then runs away. And like Ronda Rousey doesn't like fans. She prefers air conditioners. I think this is a very well-known fact.
Stupid.
Welcome everybody to the podcast Legend Killers. So Eddie, Nigma, and I, we're going to review the Royal Rumble 2021. Quite frankly, Eddie, listen. I think it's safe to say this is the greatest Royal Rumble of the decade.
Okay, yes, of the decade, yes.
There's only been 1 year of 2020s. Okay.
I see what you're trying to do there, but yes, of the decade, yes.
Yeah. Cool. That's the equivalent to saying that, like, if I were to walk around, like an empty parking lot, I could say, oh, I'm the sexiest man in this parking lot. Like, anyway, but, what was I gonna say? Anyway, but seriously though, great Royal Rumble, better than last year's. Honestly, my favorite within the last 5 years, I want to say. You know, definitely one of the most satisfying Royal Rumbles. So we'll get to that. Let's talk about this lineup of matches, right? I'll be honest, I didn't catch the women's matches. I was coming off of work, I think. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was coming off of work. So I didn't get to see all of it, but I will watch it in my own time. Eddie, care to talk about some of the women's matches with us?
Where do you want to start, with the first one?
The first one.
That would have been the Women's Tag Team Championship match with Asuka and Charlotte against Shayna and Nia. Pretty good match. Really? And like I've told you before, I really don't keep up with it every week on television. Excuse me. Usually it's through Instagram where I kind of keep up with it. So I'm not sure the exact story going on behind here, but it was a pretty solid match. And I know what ended up happening, because I guess there's a story going on between Charlotte and Lacey that involves Ric Flair. Well, Lacey got involved, and that's the reason why Charlotte and Asuka lost. Which actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean...
It makes a lot of sense.
So I didn't see the match myself, but...
It was really good. It was really good. Right.
Yeah. Simba. So I didn't see the match myself, but, like, seeing that Charlotte and Asuka... It's Charlotte and Asuka. They weren't exactly, built for the tag team division. They're more of a makeshift tag team. Right? Hell, I didn't even expect Asuka and Kairi Sane to last long. I thought for sure one of those two would break up with that. I thought for sure one of those two would break up and start, having a feud together. So honestly, I kind of expected they were gonna lose the titles eventually.
Well, it only makes sense because they're setting up Asuka. She has this story starting up with Alexa Bliss, which has been really cool. And at the same time, they've been setting up the story with Charlotte and Lacey Evans. So it only makes sense. There's no reason for them to be the women's tag team champions.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just kind of crazy because, like, you know, after all of, you know, the makeshift tag teams that we see who only break up, they usually, if they have a common ground, they either have a common ground or they're built together so that they eventually split up and, you know, feud together. Hence, you know, Charlotte and Becky in 2018. Who else?
And that...
Chris Jericho and AJ Styles in 2016. That, you know, that only lasted like what? Y2AJ lasted, I think, like a couple weeks. Right?
3. We're that short?
Yeah, like about 3 weeks. Cause
true that, because that set up their match for that WrestleMania that year.
Yeah. And I think they formed together. I think right after Fastlane, right? If I'm not mistaken.
But the thing is, I hate that they're doing these random pairings with these women in the women's division. It's like, at first, I think they were good to go. You have the Riot Squad, you have the Iconics, you know. But now, so we have Mandy and Dana Brooke, which I guess has been getting over from what I've been seeing.
And I mean, look, that makes... I think that makes sense. They both have fitness gimmicks, right?
Right.
The whole arm thing, whatever you want to call it. My thing is, like, how are you going to split up all of these teams, right? What's the point of splitting up all these teams only to find a new pairing? Like, I get you want to shake things up, but I don't see how, like, splitting up Peyton Royce and Billie Kay are beneficial, especially if you're just going to throw them back in the tag team division.
Well, unless you had singles plans for both of them or just even one, I can see it. But if not, it makes no sense. So you split up the Iconics, but then you pair up Peyton Royce, I think, with Lacey Evans at one point. And it's like, no.
It lasted like a couple weeks, too.
Yeah, it's like this tag team makes no sense.
Yeah, it reminded me of the Gable and Bobby Roode, you know. Like, okay, they had chemistry together. But my thing is, like, what is the function behind that, you know? Bobby Roode should be, if anything, Bobby Roode should be, like, disgusted at the thought of pairing up with Chad Gable because he's a heel. He's like, you know, if you've seen his NXT character, he's better than you, right?
Right.
Women want to be him. Or no, men want to be him. Women want to sleep with him. That type of gimmick. And then he's going to pair himself up with, you know, Short Stack over here. Shorty G.
Right.
But of course, like...
And isn't he paired up now with Dolph Ziggler? I think they're the SmackDown Tag Team champs.
Yeah. Now, they make a little more sense, right? Dolph Ziggler calls himself the ultimate heel. Well, that was a 2013 gimmick. Bobby Roode was a part of a tag team called the Dirty Heels. And Bobby Roode, you know, he's a pretty good heel. So
makes a good heel, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that makes sense. But that was still...
It makes sense, but I don't like it. Because to me, both of them are singles competitors. Like, the only time I really liked Zoff in a tag team was when he was with Drew McIntyre. Because it reminded me of Shawn Michaels and Diesel.
Yeah.
So it was like this generation, Shawn Michaels and Diesel. I'm like, okay, this works.
Yeah.
But, like, to me, Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler is like Shawn Michaels and Rick Martel fighting. Like, it's like the ultimate heel match. And I'd rather see them in singles competition than paired together.
I hear you. Simba, what are you doing? Yeah. Smite me. Simba. May, come here. It's my dog.
Simba. Yeah. I love it.
So here, let me take a little break. So we announced in the podcast with...
Is that Simba?
With Clipper Jones. So this is Simba. And then we have May right here.
Simba and May.
Simba, May. All right.
You're going to make me get a new dog to name it Scar.
That's perfect. Hey, that'll work. My brother has a pug named Pumbaa.
Done. I'm here for it. Yes.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a new dog anytime soon. They're expensive.
Yeah.
But one day, Scar will be here.
Yeah. Crazy dogs. They drive you nuts, right?
They do, but god damn it. They're
Makes
just so
me-
lovable, and they
yeah.
love you to pieces too.
Love
So
them, love them. But it's worth it, you know. What was I gonna say? So, getting back to it, right? We have these makeshift tag teams, and it makes no sense, right? Billy
No.
Kay and Peyton Royce, they're both a good tag team. They had good chemistry together, and at one point, I think I read this in an interview somewhere that Billy Kay, she didn't know that they were breaking up until the very last minute.
oh, that has to be heartbreaking.
Yeah, and she says that, like, you know, it's affected her mental health since, and she's still coming to terms with the fact that her team broke up, which is sad, you know.
But you know what? On top of that, though, she's been doing really good from what I've seen. I've seen a lot of clips of her on Instagram. Like she's building a huge following. She's very entertaining.
Yeah.
So I think she's gonna be okay, and I hope she is, because when they first split up, I'm like, all right, she's gonna get put on the back burner. They're gonna push Peyton, and they have been. But Billy's kind of been getting a push too, but it's just been more of like a promo push type deal, you know, and it's working for her.
Yeah.
I really think it is. So
Sounds good.
I think eventually they will get back together, and I hope they do. I was reading a theory online from one of the pages on Instagram saying that Billy Kay is just playing the Riot Squad because that's the team that beat them to force them to split up in the first place to get revenge. So I'm like, that would be sick, you know? And then you have the Iconics reuniting pretty much.
Yeah. Now, it's funny. We're gonna put a pin on the Iconics in a minute, because there was this a moment in the Women's Royal Rumble that we'll get to right now, you know, that I do want to talk about. So what was the next match on the card?
After that, it kicked off with Drew and Goldberg.
Okay, so I did go back and watch this one because I knew it was gonna be like a 2-minute match. I wasn't expecting a long match, right?
Pretty much.
So there isn't a lot to analyze. What's it called? And as for the other matches, I knew they were going to be a little bit longer, so I wanted to make sure I have my full attention to them. So Bill Goldberg and Drew. I'll be honest. Look, for a 2-minute match, for what it was, look, Goldberg didn't win, right? I know everybody hates the idea of that. Drew McIntyre, he looked good in the match. Hell, he even gave Goldberg a spear. You know, I love when wrestlers take each other's finishers. You know, a part of me thinks that Goldberg was injured in that match. Like, he had a hernia or something. Because you notice those trunks he was wearing? They were a lot like the Triple H biker shorts that he wore in 2002.
Oh, so you mean he was going into the match injured?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think that's why the match was so short. Like, if I just looking back on it.
Well, come on, bro. How long has Goldberg's matches been every time he makes an appearance? Let's go back to him versus KO. Wasn't that long. Him versus Brock wasn't that long.
Yeah, I know.
You know? So
I'm not making excuses for it. I'm just saying. I think he was going into it injured.
look, when I told you we had that little family Royal Rumble party, everyone that chose him, I was like, okay, Oldberg. It's just that the guy can't have a match that's going to last longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
And
that's what I expected. I didn't expect him to win either. Even though I kind of wouldn't have been surprised if he did, because like I said, it just takes me back to that whole thing with KO. I still don't understand why that happened.
Yeah.
You know, but
honestly, like, my whole thing is like, look, Goldberg and KO, like, KO's a heel, right? Of course he's gonna lose. Or if he's gonna win, he's not gonna win clean. That's just not how WWE books. With Drew McIntyre, I didn't have a doubt in my mind that Goldberg was gonna win, or like that Goldberg was gonna lose, because, you know, a part of me did think, like, it did entertain the idea, like, Goldberg winning the WWE title. I can see why WWE would want to do that, but I don't think it was gonna happen, because Drew McIntyre right now is their top baby face. You know, now of course I'm committing the ultimate logical fallacy, right? I took a philosophy class. I learned a lot about logical fallacies, but adding logic to the illogical company is committing the logical fallacy of WWE, right? That in and of itself is a logical fallacy, because you can't, because for some reason, like, sometimes they just don't make logical decisions, and you add logic,
Exactly.
you're just gonna hurt yourself, right? I'm getting flustered just talking about it, but anyhow, right? This, logically, it makes sense, especially not on the Royal Rumble. Like, they rarely, if ever, do you see the WWE title ever get changed at the Royal Rumble. I have yet to see
Yeah,
it,
it's rare. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's happened before, but it is rare.
Yeah. Yeah, like Brock didn't drop it to Hardcore Holly. Nobody thought that was going to happen. So yeah. Okay, like I was saying, for what it was, the match was explosive. It was good. I personally liked it. I'm not like clamoring for it, but I liked it for a 2-minute match. I could take it. Goldberg looked good. Drew looked good. So yeah, that's just my input.
Well, my logic or my grading
Feelings.
scale, I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, that's an F, but yeah. Oh man, now that is illogical. But no,
Okay, what would you give it?
well, if I said I liked it, I'm not gonna say it's a good show. I'm not gonna say it was a bad show, right? It wasn't great. A 7, because that's a C, right? Okay. How about a 6? That's a D. I'll go a little lower because that's a D. 6 out of 10. Go.
I mean, the F still gets you on the board.
And F don't mean shit. Listen. When you're getting graded, right? And I take this from experience in college, right? You're going to did you go to college?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So then just as well as I do. When you're getting graded, would you rather have a C or an F?
Obviously a C so I can pass.
Okay, but an F still gets you on the board.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you didn't really deserve a C, I mean, you're on the board, but,
Yeah, well, that's true. Okay, a 5 out of 10. It's fair because, I mean, the match wasn't, like, that long to begin with, so...
It was like 5.5 minutes, if that. So, I mean...
If that. I think that's putting it a little generous.
For what it was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was entertaining.
Yeah, I think 5 and a...
It did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah. Just get... And honestly, like, my thing is, like, look, it gave Drew McIntyre another name to defeat, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Now he can say he's defeated both Brock Lesnar and Bill Goldberg cleanly. You know what? I say one.
And that's huge. That's huge.
That's huge on the resume. Yeah, exactly. So that's like, and it's about to be a year. Right now, of course, he did lose the title at Hell in a Cell to Randy Orton. Which I don't agree with that decision, because I mean, how are you gonna?
Well, it is about to be a year, huh? Damn.
Yeah, since he beat Brock Lesnar. So as far as I'm concerned, the guy, he's done a lot. So yeah, let's go on to the next.
Damn,
match.
good for him. Shit, I didn't even realize that. Time flies. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's get on to the next match. What else we got?
All right, so that was Drew and Goldberg. The next one, I believe, we'll save the Rumble matches for last. We'll just go through the singles ones first.
That's fine.
Next one would have been Sasha and Carmella.
Okay. Well, okay.
For the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Okay.
Go
ahead, Philson.
Dude, it was a fun match. I'll give this one an 8 out of 10. I saw a story that was kind of built up behind it. It was kind of cool. There were a lot of cool spots. Both did a really good job. I'm really impressed with Carmella's in-ring skills now, because we've been talking about this and debating this for years, ever since she got called up to the main roster.
Okay.
So
let me address now.
Okay.
I've looked over some of the old videos, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's came back to me, right? Now, my whole thing is, I wasn't trying to be a Carmella super fan. My thing is, at the time especially, I wanted to see potential in everybody, right? I wanted to see potential in everybody because my thing is, I don't want to go into it having a bad show. And I thought Carmella had some unique potential, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Now, of course, maybe I did overhype her a little bit. All right, that's my fault, and I own up to it. I think that now, you know, she's greatly improved to what I thought she could be. And I haven't seen too much of this new gimmick of hers. I noticed she's having like, what is it? She has.
I'll be honest, I have not either, but yeah, like
Mm.
she's unstoppable, I think is the whole thing,
Mm.
or untouchable or something like that. I guess she recently got a male valet who's been
Yeah,
getting
so
involved
I
a lot, and I
noticed
guess
that.
it's been getting over
What was
because I
his
think
name,
him and
Reggie or
Sasha had a
something like
match.
that?
What?
What was the guy's name? Reggie or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Watch, I'm gonna be
Do with
totally-
dreads. It's all been entertaining, like from the clips I've seen,
That's good.
and it works.
Yeah.
And then apparently, I think the pay-per-view before this one, I forgot what the last one was, but apparently the match between her and Sasha was good at that one too.
Wow.
Yeah, but they put on a really good match at the Royal Rumble.
That's
Like,
good.
I'm very,
Okay,
very
definitely
proud
gotta
and
check
impressed
that
with
one out.
Carmella.
Yeah, I definitely got to check that one out. Okay. So what was next?
After that one would have been, KO and Roman Reigns
Ooh.
for the WWE
This was
Championship.
a good
Last man standing, I
This was a
believe.
good
This
match.
was a great
I finally got
match.
home just in time to watch this one.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I got home just in time to watch the Women's Royal Rumble. But this was a good match. I think definitely like all aside from the botched finish at the end, all of it was really good. The way these two were just brutalizing each other. There were a few times where I was like, "Oh, come on, they gotta get up now."
Yeah.
I can't remember offhand what those spots were, but I just remember like they that was a last man standing match if I ever seen.
That was a really good one. One of the
Yeah.
best. Yeah.
Mm,
One of the best I've seen in a while.
yeah.
Aside from Charlotte and Becky's at Evolution
Ooh,
a
okay,
couple
I
years
watched-
back.
You know,
But
I
yeah.
missed that one. And I was like, damn, I'm still like,
You still haven't seen it, man?
yeah. It's because at that time I was like phasing out of wrestling a little bit, right? I had missed like. It was because I was so drained too, dude. Like
I
trying
feel
to
you.
get behind so many people, and then like Sammy had turned heel, and then I saw like he was going up, 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 and then like he was going down, 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 and then he got injured. I was like, fuck. Shinsuke turned heel, right, which wasn't bad at first, and then he just got relegated to next to nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know,
Yeah.
and I just saw all my favorites like getting like pretty much murdered at this point.
Whenever you have a spare minute, do watch it.
Yeah.
At least just that match. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I do want to watch that though. That from what I hear sounds like a good match because I went back and rewatched a few matches, on the offhand that I do have of time, right? And I've been trying to get back into like wrestling from 2018, trying to rewatch some old episodes. I've seen a few. They're kind of offensive. I'm not saying offensive as in like edgy. I'm saying offensive as in just poorly done.
Right.
You know.
Well, I would say put that match in your top 5 priority list of things to watch when you have free time.
Okay.
Most
for sure,
definitely.
for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
But KO and Roman, they really delivered, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that-
Yeah,
yeah.
they delivered really freaking well. I love the backstage stuff. I was kind of surprised that we didn't see any involvement from Jey Uso.
I'm kind of glad.
Yeah.
It wasn't really necessary,
Yeah. It was a clean
Just with-
finish, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love the part where Roman, he was I love the finish, right? It seemed so close, even if it was botched. I thought it was really clever. Kevin was so close. And it even got me. I'm like, there's no way they're actually gonna do this. And then I suddenly forgot about Paul Heyman, right? I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. It got me. It
Well, that's
actually.
where they did a good job because usually guys like us will think about that ahead of time, but then we're so in the moment.
Yeah.
Because they're doing such a good job. It's like, oh my God, no, I forgot about this. Yeah.
Yes, it actually got me. It did not occur to me that Paul Heyman was going to get in the middle of it. And then Roman throwing the referee. It was clever. The botch finish, though, I will say, they could have done a better job of trying to handle it, like the ref anyway. Because my thing is, like, the ref just stopped counting after he hit 9. And, of course, like, I don't know what I would do in that instance, but, even if you have to do, like, 9.5, 9 3/4, like, you might as well have done that, the way he was just waiting, right? And then, like, eventually Roman got to his feet, which was interesting to me, because, like, why couldn't he have done that earlier? So it kind of ruined my suspension.
Thank you. Yeah. We all caught that too.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, look, what are you gonna do? These things happen. It reminded me a lot of the Mark Henry incident with the steel cage door. He couldn't open the steel cage door.
Yeah.
I was actually watching that the other day. It was but yeah.
Oh, the classics.
Yeah. What's it called? But yeah.
I'm pretty sure that one's on WrestleBotch on Instagram. I want to look that one up again now.
Definitely do. That was a funny one. Kevin Owens getting finished by the guillotine. Okay. I'm okay with that finish because, I mean, the guillotine, there's been a lot of equity being put in there. And, Roman, he's a big dude. You can, like, getting choked by him, you're going to pass out,
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought the imagery was really good. Like, the image of, Kevin Owens just, going flat like that. I thought it was good. Excellently done. Yeah, nothing more to say to it. It was a good match. Brutal as all hell, at one point, I think this is my favorite spot now that I can remember it. Kevin Owens, I think, just tackled Roman, and he just starts beating him up, right? And I was just like, yes. This is what a lot of people wanted to do to Roman since 2015. But, and it was just so satisfying to watch. And yeah, either way, like it made for a really satisfying match. Overall, I really enjoyed it, every single minute of it. And
I'll actually give that like a 9 out of 10, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like I don't typically do ratings, but I'll definitely be with you a 9 for sure. That was a good match, Of course, so there's the botch finish. I guess that's the only real thing.
You know what? The match was so good. It's like you can forgive them for that. It's like, okay, well, it's fine.
Yeah.
At least I was entertained.
Yeah.
I
was way entertained.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a god. All right. So let's go on to the next match. Is it now the
This will be
Rumbles?
the women's. We'll do the women's Rumble first. Okay. Ladies first.
The women's Rumble was pretty good.
It was.
Yeah.
A lot better than... This has been, 4 now, right?
Yeah.
3, 4? 4?
Since 2018. So, yeah, this would be the 4th.
So 4. Yeah.
This one reminded me a lot of the first one, 2018.
Right, we were talking about this on the phone. Yeah. It was very similar to the very first one. Yeah.
Yeah, and in my mind, that'll be my favorite one until they can outdo that one.
Yeah.
And this one's a close second. I loved all the spots. I love the continuity that was put into it. I love the effort. You could tell they put a lot of effort into this match because, you had a lot of interesting little dynamics here. Billy Kay, trying to find
Billy Kay and Jillian.
Yes, Billy
Their
and
little
Jillian.
team up.
That was good. That was good. I did not expect Jillian to come back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, my little cousin, who in the hell is a Jillian? I'm like, oh, get out. Get out. Get out.
Expect her on the newest WWE 2K games. Hopefully. I don't know. Maybe. It's called. I just want a good roster so that when I play GM mode, hopefully if they bring it back.
Well, they'll give us a couple of good female legends, but, not enough.
Yeah.
I want the females from the Attitude Area. Give me Ivory, Jacqueline, Molly, and mind you, they have given us Ivory and Jacqueline, but it's pretty
Well,
much
they
just
give us
like
Molly.
Ivory, Jacqueline, Lita, and Trish. That's it. And it's like there's so much more. Victoria coming back
Yeah.
in the Rumble.
Now
That
we
brought
can
back
look
so many
forward.
memories. I'm like, yo.
I think in 2003 especially, right?
Ugh.
I had downloaded episodes of WWE. I downloaded every single episode of 2003. Watching her work was really fun to watch. You know.
Well, have you seen when she first debuted with her feud with Trish? And I think it was like Survivor Series 2002 when they had the first ever women's like Falls Count Anywhere match or something.
Probably not.
Or
I
street
think-
fight. Dude, it was brutal. It was
Really?
great. Like, Victoria's a legend.
Yeah.
She's a goddess.
I think she was in a steel cage, right, in WWE.
With
Yes.
Lita.
Yeah. Okay, I remember.
That was
watching
like, I think that was like a Raw roulette.
Yeah.
And they spun it and they got a steel cage match.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see. I was definitely excited to see the match itself, especially all of it. Right. I think they did right. I wasn't necessarily a big fan of Shayna eliminating her, but I think if they were gonna get somebody to eliminate her, you can't get anybody more hated than Shayna, right? Because I don't like Shayna, right?
Right.
But
Well,
so I just I watch her, I'm like, fuck. But you
that
did
means
it,
she's
you
doing
did
her
it
job right.
Yeah, she is doing her job right.
And that's why I like Shayna.
Right. And that's why I hate Roman too, because he's just I have never felt visceral hatred for a character since I was a kid, right? And Roman, he just brings that out of me. I'm like, oh, just want someone to whip his ass, right?
That's great.
Shayna's the same thing, you know? And so I definitely was fine with that. Seeing her in the ring was cool. There was one spot I was like, damn it. Liv was going for this really unique elimination. I forgot who she was trying to eliminate. But then she got countered. I was like, okay. But overall, good match. Really enjoyed it.
It was.
Lana came out and she eliminated Nia Jax, which was okay. That was satisfying if you're a Lana fan.
I saw that coming though.
Yeah, I was
With everything
kinda,
that's happened. Yeah. I kind of saw that coming.
I was kind of hoping she would go through another table just so I could laugh.
Stop. She's been through like 8 of them, bro. Leave that poor girl
I think
alone.
it's 9. I don't care.
Jesus.
I don't care. Let me have my laughter a little bit. Shit was too funny to watch. Hey, man. No. But yeah.
Savage. Just
man,
savage.
No. But yeah, no. I put the poor girl alone. But I don't know. I'm sorry. That was just too funny. Honestly, when she got injured, they should have just planted someone else in there. Have her go through the table. Because I don't know.
It's funny you mentioned that because I kind of thought that might happen and then cue in Becky again.
Mhm.
Just like the last time Lana got injured and who replaced her? Becky.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, because I mean,
Remember I was telling you, I know she just had her kid now, but remember I was telling you months back, she's
Yeah.
going to have her baby already, so it's possible she could return.
mm,
But
Well, she had
I
her
think she had the
baby
baby
in
maybe
November.
2 months ago, so it is still soon.
yeah. My thing is okay, that spot would make sense, if Becky was a heel, because at the Royal Rumble 2018, she was a heel, if I'm not mistaken. And in this Rumble, she's not a heel.
Wait, a heel, maybe. Wait, you said Becky, right? In 2018?
Yeah, she was a heel. Well, she was
No,
booked as
no.
Yeah, she was booked as a heel. Oh no,
That was the
2019.
first one.
2019.
I was going to
That's-
say, yeah, the
That's
first
when
one.
yeah. Because remember, she turned on Charlotte, and she was still booked as a heel at the time, right? But of course, the fans turned her into a babyface.
It was the Stone Cold effect.
Yeah,
That's what happened, yeah.
Yeah, you just couldn't get the fans to boo her no matter what.
Yeah. Because when she turned on Charlotte, everyone started cheering, and they're like, "Oh wait, what? This wasn't the plan."
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah,
So that's why everybody calls Becky the female version of Stone Cold.
pretty much. And I mean, honestly, I equate her more to the female version of Daniel Bryan. Well, I mean, it's the same thing, really, because there are just some people you couldn't boo, right? Eddie Guerrero.
You know what? Actually, she could be both, because I could see the Daniel Bryan thing when she was a face. And then I can see the failed heel turn, because they wanted her to be a heel, but that's what everybody else wanted too.
Yeah.
So that's how we got Stone Cold. That wasn't supposed to happen like that.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're like, wait, what? hell yeah, this dude's sick. I'm like, oh shit, well, we'll just go with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So anyhow, like, if Becky was a heel still, then okay, I'd be totally fine with that. But her coming back after announcing she was being a mom, I don't think that was gonna happen, right? And then also,
I can see it happening, just not her winning.
Yeah.
You know?
And then also, you got to keep in mind, Lana already entered in the ring, so it's not like she's gonna be the number 31 women. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be.
You're right. Because that 1 year she didn't even make it to the ring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
you're right.
Yeah. Overall, though, I thought it was a good Rumble match. What would you rate it?
You know what? I think it's a solid A+ for me. 10 out of 10.
Really?
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And like I had a feeling Bianca was gonna win. Yeah. Just because you know how they've been building her up, and I'm glad she did. So I mean, I think that was a good choice.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about Rhea Ripley because I was like, that would have been another good choice too.
Yeah,
like I like the final four. I think it was Charlotte, Rhea, Bianca, and
Charlotte, Rhea, Bianca. I forgot the fourth.
I forgot the fourth one too. Damn, man.
Was it Shayna?
Yes.
Was it? Okay. Yeah.
But the fact that it came down to like Bianca and Rhea, I like seeing the underdogs being the last two. And not the predictable someone in Charlotte, someone in Sasha if she wasn't the champ, someone in Bayley, you know? It was like literally two underdogs. So that was cool. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I still like, honestly, the Bianca stuff was a good feel good moment. I definitely enjoyed every piece of that as well. Because, you know, and I even tweeted out loud, you know, if there was ever a time for those "you deserve a chance," you know, definitely wouldn't be the wrong.
No kidding. So, and then her video on WWE on Instagram was so emotional too.
Oh yes.
When she was crying, you know, with Montez Ford, that was great. So.
Yeah. Good for
and now we get to see Bianca versus Sasha at WrestleMania. I know that's gonna happen. I know that's gonna happen.
That'll be a good match.
Oh hell yeah! I knew that was gonna happen when they paired them up last year as a tag team. I think for like a few weeks or whatever. I was like, I think they're setting something up here, and it's gonna happen.
So, who's gonna be the heel? I think it's gonna be Sasha.
They just turn her face though. I don't think there's gonna be a heel. I think it's just gonna be one of those two mega face matches.
Okay.
And that's fine. Because I'll be honest, I don't think there needs to be a heel.
Yeah.
In this case, not right now.
For sure.
Bianca's way too over. Sasha just became a face again. Unless they want to, you know, give her the Big Show treatment. Just flip flop every 3 months. You know, it's
That's true.
But honestly, face versus face WrestleMania between the two, I think it'll make it a lot more important, a lot more special. I think they should just go that route.
Yeah. And honestly, like, it's gonna be a good match regardless. Bianca Belair, she's come a long way, and I think that it'll be a really good match. Because I mean, Bianca, she's just so good. She's very athletic, very talented, has a good moveset. I like that she's incorporated. Well, I don't know if she's always incorporated, because again, I've been in and out of wrestling.
I watched a lot of her NXT stuff and like the Mae Young tournaments too. That's where I first saw her, was the first Mae Young Classic. So that's when I first got introduced to her. But I mean, she's just an all-around natural.
Yeah.
I mean, she's strong, she's quick, she's athletic, like she's technical, she can be submissive. Like, she's everything. So like her and Sasha's going to be, I think, a very one-of-a-kind match.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Bianca Belair, so there was a spot, we both saw this on Instagram. There was a picture, right? You see Bianca, what looks like both of Bianca's feet hit the floor. So what do you think? Do you think we're going to get like a Rock Big Show type feud going in the Fastlane maybe?
I mean, I guess you could, because history always does repeat itself in wrestling. And if they were to go that route, I don't necessarily think I'd be upset about it. Just go about it a different way. You know, you can use the concept, but just create a new story from that concept.
Yeah.
But if there was no mention of it, I haven't seen the last Raw. And I believe Shayna is a Raw competitor. So if they didn't make any mention of it, I don't think they're going to go that route.
Well, it was Rhea and Bianca. That was the final two.
Oh, Rhea and Bianca. Oh, that was Rhea, not Shayna. I'm sorry. Ooh. Because Rhea's NXT still, right?
Yes, I believe so, yeah. Well,
Wait, NXT is still Wednesdays, right?
yeah. So we'll see.
I didn't see the last episode. I don't know if there's any mention of it. We'll see.
Yeah.
If they don't mention anything like that in the next week or two at the most, yeah. I highly doubt they're going to go that route. But, you know, if they did, I wouldn't be upset. Just don't do the same identical storyline between, like, The Rock and Big Show type deal.
Yeah.
Make it more interesting.
Yeah. Oh, so actually, let me go ahead and unpin the Iconics, right? So I did want to talk about this little interesting scene that I saw in the match. So Billie Kay, or Peyton Royce, came to save Billie Kay. Meanwhile, she was looking for a partner. And what had happened was Billie Kay was trying to pose with, or Peyton Royce was trying to pose with Billie Kay. Billie Kay just kind of looked around. She looked a little confused, like she didn't know what to do here, you know. And I wondered, like, what could that mean, right? If she won't do the pose with Peyton Royce, what, like, I don't know if it was followed up on the next Raw, but I mean that has to mean something, I'd imagine. Yeah.
To me, I think they're trying to give more depth to Billie Kay's character, and it could be Billie Kay just trying to find herself, you know, because she's been split up with Peyton Royce for quite some months now. So now she's like, okay, well, no, you've been gone, and I just don't know where I fit in. So I think she's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Because, you know, she was trying to get into the Riot Squad, and then they ultimately gave her a try, but then rejected her, and that broke her heart. So I think the character-wise, she's like having an identity crisis. She really doesn't know what to do. And this makes it a lot more interesting for Billie Kay too. Yeah. Because that means the sky's the limit as far as characters go.
Yeah. And you could do something different with her, you know?
Yeah, very different.
You know? Because, I mean,
she's not bad in ring, but what she's doing for herself right now as far as, like, establishing a character is really good.
Right.
Because now she's showing that she is entertaining. She's very funny. So being one of those comedic type of characters could work. But it also could work, her doing this and then just going full on to the left. Yeah. You know?
And hopefully...
And snapping.
You know, hopefully if either of them make it, right? And what I mean by make it is, of course, you win the women's title. But, I mean, actually, you know, be established. Like a top-tier competitor. The same way the Horsewomen... the Horsewomen, Asuka, those five,
right?
You know, the way they are considered top tier, they are cemented top tier because you got 5 of those who are top tiers, and the rest they're a little bit below, right?
And that I agree.
And of course, it's not because they're bad wrestlers, bad competitors, nothing like that. It's just they're established as
these 5 women are established,
right? Yeah. Top stars, in the same way that John Cena is a top guy, and then a guy like Alex Riley is a little bit below. You know, no disrespect to Alex Riley, the man is talented, but you know he's just not at the same stratosphere. So if Peyton Royce or Billie Kay can make it, I would definitely be really happy with that because I've been a fan of them since 2017. And both of them, you know, they're both really entertaining, both really fun to watch. Well, I've been a fan of them since 2016, sorry. And they both have some really good matches. I think, in-ring wise, I love Peyton Royce especially. I know...
You know what? She's improved a lot. She has improved a lot. I will give her that.
Yeah.
I will give her that.
Yeah.
Both of them, actually. But, like, entertainment-wise, they both come a long way. And I'm actually upset that they split them up. But this could establish them as their own, and I'm pretty sure they're going to come back together one day anyways, too.
Yeah.
So I'm actually happy for both of them, because I'm just glad that Billy didn't get left in the dust.
Yeah.
Because I just knew that was going to happen.
That was the one person I was worried about.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
And then you hear all the rumors, reading everything online, like, yeah, Peyton's the one that Vince likes. She's the one that's going to get the push.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of obviously see that, too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, damn, it's right. But then you see Billy's actually getting TV time. Maybe not a lot of in-ring time, but she's getting TV time, and she's entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And people want to see her. So...
Yeah, Peyton Royce, I had no real reservations about, because you saw, like, Peyton Royce went over on Billie Kay as well. And then after that, she was paired up with
Lacey.
Tag team with Lacey, yeah. Which, honestly, I don't even know what that was about, because it... Like, I don't...
No one did. No one did.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up, so I don't know if they just retconned that altogether. Or
it's like, so you broke up the Iconics to do this? Like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. Either way, though, like, I wasn't worried about Peyton Royce, especially because, you know, she's very talented and she's shined a lot, right? Billie Kay, they haven't really... I don't know that they have given her a lot of matches, singles matches. I know that they've given Peyton Royce a lot of the matches, and I was hearing about
since the split up. No, Billie hasn't had a lot of singles matches.
Yeah, and she had like a really good singles match with Ruby Riott, and she unveiled this like jackhammer like finisher where she lifts him up in the suplex position and spins him and slams him like that. Reminds me a little bit of the jackhammer. And although she doesn't lift him up all the way, so it's like a
okay,
yeah,
okay.
So it's like a suplex neck breaker type.
I can imagine it. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like one of Goldust's finishers.
Oh yes, the Golden Globe.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that it was definitely like hands down. I can enjoy it. I could dig it. And the move looks devastating. So honestly, you have her. You have the gift. You have the wrestler. You know, she has the look. Now it's about finding her character. Same with Billie.
That, and she also needs the right opponent too.
Yeah. And I think like if you put her in a feud with Sasha Banks, you can't go wrong. Put her in a feud with Bianca Belair, can't go wrong. Put her in a feud with Naomi. Naomi's also another name, very underrated. Oh, sorry, baby. Very underrated name.
She would be a good one to be in a feud with Billie Kay.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only thing is, if you really want to push Billie Kay, Naomi would be a good person to put her over.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah. And they would have a really good match too, because Naomi has some really like excellent chemistry with people, right? I said the same thing about her with Charlotte. Dude, her matches with Charlotte, I can watch those I could watch that match for hours because they're just so good together. And I'll even say she has better chemistry than she does with Becky. You know, and I'm not saying that, but it's just, you know, if you give them the time, right, these two just, they both have had, like, in 2016, I saw this myself, they had a beautiful match together. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. I definitely want to see them again.
Now that you mention that, I'm surprised we didn't get more of Charlotte and Naomi over the last few years.
That's one of the things I wish they have done more, because they're just so good together, especially because, like, dude, I'm watching this, right? And at a time where, like, a lot of people weren't really entertaining me together. A lot of people who I thought would be good together. AJ Styles and Kevin Owens. They didn't really have a lot of, like, mind-blowing matches. But Charlotte and Naomi, really good together.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, you had mentioned the top 5 earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Would Natalya make the top 6? Because I really wish they would just take her a little bit more seriously.
Well, the fact that you have to say, I wish they would take her more seriously, kind of tells you your answer right there. Like, I hate to say it, but they don't treat her like a top cemented star. She's lasted a long time, and
Do you think she should be though?
She should be, absolutely. Her, Naomi, the Iconics. Who else? Her, Naomi, the Iconics. I would dare say.
I'm sorry, Shayna Baszler. I'm sorry.
Okay, Shayna Baszler. That's
Yeah.
fine too.
She's good.
Rhea Ripley.
She is good.
Right? So
Rhea Ripley, yes.
You could list
Yes.
a few people, and I'd be like, okay, yes, those are guys that should be cemented. You know, Natalia, this is kind of a running joke, because she's flip-flopping between so many heels. I call her the female Big Show.
You're right.
Yeah,
I mean,
unfortunately.
you're right.
But that's not a bad comparison to have, because the Big Show,
Well,
she's very long
yeah,
tenured.
you're right. 'Cause she works either way.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, just choose one and stick with it for a while.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Now, I'm honestly very fine with however they do with Natalia. I do love her work. I love where she's at. Mickie James, if they had treated her better, I would have put her in that spot. I would have considered her in that spot. There was a time she was in that spot.
Mickie, ever since she came back, I felt deserved at least one more title run.
Yeah.
It's like, this is Mickie fucking James, you know? And,
That's like not having Brock Lesnar as a WWE champion.
right.
And of course, a lot of people don't like Brock Lesnar, but it's Brock fucking Lesnar. Same with Mickie. She's well versed. She has the tenure, amazing matches, and she left WWE to have even more amazing matches, made a bigger name for herself. Hell, even a country career, singing country music and stuff. So,
And I think it's been said the greatest women's rivalry of all time was Mickie James and Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
Like, that story was just legendary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
And of course,
yeah, I wish they would have done Mickie better. She deserves one more title reign, and a solid one, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
not
Mickie James.
She's earned one more title.
Yeah, more than earned. But one thing I can tell you, even though they haven't done her right, she has put a lot of these girls over. You know?
Good, yeah. Mm-hmm. I do hope.
Because to me, a win over Mickie James is like, okay, yeah, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, I'm just kind of surprised they had her come back for a couple of weeks, and then she had that botched finish with, I think, Asuka, and then they stopped the match abruptly, and then I haven't really heard much about Mickie James since.
She was in the Rumble, I believe.
Yeah, she was in the Rumble, and
Yeah.
But I think before that,
But aside from that, yeah, before that, I really didn't hear anything about her either. Yeah. We love you, Mickie.
Yeah, we do. We love you, Mickie. All right.
But on that note, so yeah, I believe Bianca is going to go after Sasha at WrestleMania, and I believe Alexa is going to go after Asuka.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the men's Royal Rumble match. So, overall, I have to sit up. Actually, let me go ahead and get a drink real quick. Oh, yeah.
While you do that, let me get some snacks.
Hey, sorry, I had to get a drink right now because I want to talk about this absolutely delicious match. Freaking the men's Royal Rumble was amazing.
It was, bro.
Honestly,
it really was.
Honestly, my favorite one since 2000. Damn, it's been that long. My favorite one since 2016 was a pretty good one. So, I would probably list one of that one. That one is one of them. But, I can't even list that one as one of my favorites. It's just... But probably, yeah, my favorite one since 2016, for sure. That's how long it's been that I've, fully, thoroughly enjoyed a Royal Rumble match and got fully invested in it the way I did.
Damn, 5 years, that's it? I really am old. My favorites go way back. Jesus. He's 2016.
Well,
I'm like, yeah, 92 was great. 95 was really...
Right. But what I mean is, since 2016...
No, I feel you, though. I feel you.
Because
it was a good one.
Because, before that, right, like, if I were to gloss over 2016 and say my favorite one since 2005, well, then you're glossing over a lot of Royal Rumbles.
Wait, hold on. 2016, who won that one, bro?
That was Triple H.
That would have been WrestleMania
32.
22?
32.
32. Is that when he fought Roman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
that one was my favorite because I swear to God, I was like, Dean Ambrose, he's so close to winning that WWE title, right? I was like, please, 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 please. You know, you should have seen me, right? I was having the live streams with the original POK crew with Jordan, David, and Josh, and I was like, come on, Ambrose, yelling at the top of my damn lungs like a damn fool, knowing damn well he's not going to win it. You know, but if you can get me invested in that like a true wrestling fan, I don't know. There's something to be said about that. You know?
Nice.
Right. And then ever since then, 2017 didn't get my attention. 2018, don't remember 2018. 2019, don't remember 2019 either. Oh, wait, 2018? No, okay, my favorite since 2018. I'm so sorry. That was the one with Shinsuke winning. That was a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was him and AJ at WrestleMania, right?
Yes.
That year. Okay, all right, yeah.
How did I forget about that? That was such a good WrestleMania.
Oh, and that was the one that Asuka won, too. That was the first Women's Royal Rumble, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And that was such a good Royal Rumble match. Because then I remember the Final Four, it was, I think, or the Final Six, I think it was like the new generation versus the old generation. So it was Cena, Orton, and Rey Mysterio.
Then you had Shinsuke, Roman, and
Finn Balor.
There you go.
Yeah, that was so cool. That was badass to watch, right?
Because I believe the final two was Shinsuke and Roman, right? Mm-hmm. That year?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So overall,
okay, no, you know what? That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. I completely forgot about that one.
Just a random tidbit. I think my favorite Rumble might be 1992, to be honest with you.
The one with Flair?
Yes.
Thanks. My favorite, aside from 2021 right now, what is my favorite? Because I know we did like a top 10 Royal Rumble match. We might have to redux that list.
We might have to redo it.
Yeah.
After this year's.
Yeah, I remember at that time it was...
Wait, was it the best Rumbles or just Rumble matches?
Rumble matches.
Okay.
Yeah, so not the pay-per-view as a whole. Yeah. I think mine, I put 2014 as number one because I was CM Punk's last thing, and, you know, it was fun to see him, right? But if I had to pick, I'd probably pick the one that made me fall in love with the Royal Rumble, and that was the 2005 one, with John Cena and Batista making the final two, and then they had that botch finish, which ended up being an amazing finish.
That would have been WrestleMania 23?
21.
21. Damn.
Yeah.
God.
No
Sorry.
worries. Hey,
sorry, folks. I am no math magician.
It's okay.
Sorry, I'm old.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. It gets confusing after some time. Right? Right now, I don't even know what WrestleMania we're at. I think we're at WrestleMania 37 right now.
No, how old I'm turning 38. Yeah, we're at WrestleMania 37. I'm a year older than WrestleMania.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely good stuff. Okay, so
let's talk about what I know your favorite part was.
That's right. Well, I have
Captain Charisma coming back home.
Yes. Dude, okay, so if it wasn't enough that Carlito came back, because I have to mention this. Carlito came back after a 10-year prediction of this, right? I'm saying Carlito's going to come back at the Royal Rumble this year. Since 2012, I think, I've been saying this. So 9 years, I've been saying this, and after a while, it became a running joke.
9 years, bro.
I've been predicting this for 9 years, right? I've been saying this for 9 years. I don't know why I want Carlito to return at the Royal Rumble, but I want it to happen. You know, I don't want him to return at Raw Legends. No, I want it to be at the Royal Rumble. Nothing else. So if it took me 9 years to get that, I'm totally happy.
Now, I have butterflies in my heart for you. I didn't know it was 9 years in the making for you.
Yup. I wanted to yell so hard, right? but I can't.
I saw the
because
videos you DM me when that stuff happened. So
I
trust me,
was
I know.
so happy, right? It made me wish I was in an open field so I could yell at the top of my lungs if I wanted to. But it was just that was amazing, right? So I got gratified right there. Then
So that was the icing, folks. That was the icing.
That
on the
was the
cake, but
icing.
there's more.
yes,
There's more.
but this is what really satisfied me.
This cake came with a topping.
After 7 years, right? Literally, like I felt so dissatisfied, and so pissed off and disgusted at the fact that Christian was forced into retirement, basically, and never got cleared to return, and it was just quietly mentioned, no closing for the character, no nothing.
Right.
He comes back, I hear the music, and I'm just like, I have goosebumps. I'm so, what the hell is happening right now? I was thinking, like, am I really, like, awake right now? You know, I cannot believe this.
So I have a question for you.
Mm.
Do you think with Edge's return and him winning the Rumble and Christian's return, this might be elevating him up into Hall of Fame this year?
Yes. I definitely think there's a chance of the Hall of Fame coming in.
Because they haven't announced anyone yet, and this is the
Yeah.
time they usually start doing it, around the middle or the end of this month.
Yeah.
Because WrestleMania is about 2 months away after that. So
Mhm. Unless
I'm
they
just
don't
saying.
do it this year, then, you know, which I wouldn't be surprised, because how are they going to do it? You know, they didn't even do last year's, but then again, well, I don't know. So hopefully, you know, last year's,
you're right. They sure didn't do last year's.
yeah, hopefully last year's Hall of Famers, they do get a speech, because let's be honest, they do deserve a speech. You know, they got
They could have
inducted.
done a virtual speech. Like, they could have figured it out.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah, even if you have to do it in an empty arena or whatever, because I mean, you were having Raws on empty arenas.
hell, even if you just had it taped by somebody, I would take that.
You even
At least the
had
person's being honored.
the WrestleMania in an empty arena. You could do the Hall of Fame, right? And if you want an audience, you just have the wrestlers. Because I've always been a big proponent of this. You have the wrestlers as the audience, not necessarily the people. And sure, you can have the people, right? But my thing is, in this instance, it would be nice to see just the wrestlers,
Yeah.
you know, and they
They're
would
the
all
ones in, like, the first 10 rows anyway, so just have
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, and that would be totally fine with me. I have no problem with that. And I don't know. I think that would be really cool to see. And okay, I'm curious to hear some of the speeches that we didn't get last year. I'm curious to hear Batista's speech. I'm curious to hear JBL's speech, even regardless of my feelings of him. I'm curious to hear the Bella speech. I'm curious to hear who inducts her. Like, I
I
want to
never
see
thought
that.
about that. It's crazy. So they've been inducted, but they got no one to give them a speech, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, and they got no one to induct them either. So, you know,
They were just inducted.
yeah.
Damn.
So, yeah, I do think you should give them a Hall of Fame induction. And then, you know, maybe if you want, do a smaller class so that it's not a super long show. However you got to do it, you know?
They can make it happen if they wanted to. But I agree. I would like to hear the speeches from the ones from last year.
Mm-hmm.
This year, yeah. You know, I was thinking about that the other day. Christian might be getting his comeuppance finally.
Finally, yeah. And it's been so long. Hey, I was the first damn person. Well, maybe not the very first ever, but I was the one. I like to tip my hat off as the guy who started this thing, because I've been posting since 2016, 2017, whatever year it was, Christian for Hall of Fame. I made a custom photo for it, did my Photoshop magic, made a little border. I
The
think,
Peeps movement.
yes,
There you go, Ed.
I started
Good
the
job.
Peeps movement. Hashtag Peeps movement. By the Peeps, for the Peeps. Hashtag thank you. Hashtag you're welcome. Hashtag thank you, Christian. Hashtag,
I hope it happens,
all
man.
these
He
things.
deserves it. Edge and Christian are my favorite all-time tag team in the WWE. So
Absolutely.
I've always been a fan of both.
Absolutely.
It was really cool seeing them both in the Rumble together, embracing. I'm like, yes, ENC.
Yes.
All you're missing is Kurt Angle. Take me back to the glory days.
Yeah. But I definitely think, like, man, it was so good to see Christian, and he has not lost a step. Dude, for someone, right? Okay, so shout out to Doc Lesnar. He sent me a post, right? There was a post where this fan on Twitter messaged Cash Wheeler, and I think that's the guy who's in FTR and AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And he had told him, like, what do people see so great about Christian? Like, to me, he's always been a mid-carder, right? And then Cash, he tells him off. He's like, well, his in-ring personality, his footwork, his mind for the business, his passion, his willingness to make people look good, right? And then I went and I messaged Doc. I don't want to break kayfabe here. I told him, like, I couldn't have said it better myself. Except I can. So I went and said it better myself. I went and said, well, he has the work rate, the in-ring ability, phenomenal matches if given the time, amazing chemistry with anyone, amazing promos. He quite literally is the one person I know who can take a 7-year hiatus and still have a really freaking good match. Not even Chris Jericho or The Rock can say that. And they took a long time. Time off of wrestling, right? Christian, like, he comes back after 7 years getting into this match, and he didn't even miss a goddamn step.
No,
I didn't see
he was still Christian.
Yeah, and I was expecting at least one botch, something awkward, him to be blown up, whatever. And if he was blown up, which, okay, it'd be understandable, I didn't notice it. I didn't notice
either.
It. And
he was still Christian to me.
He looked so freaking good in that match. Going at it with Daniel Bryan, going at it with Big E Langston, Big E now, going at it with all these people, right? Honestly, I was definitely all the way for it.
So, do you think he's going to come back for a small program?
Yeah, I definitely do, because now, at first I was like, well, maybe this is a one-off. And even if it is, okay, I'm fine with that. Because I still got, like, some gratification. But I saw a video, right? It was like a Raw exclusive. A Royal Rumble exclusive. And they asked him, what's next for Christian? And he said, well, I've always said one more match. So maybe that's exactly it. So, I think we're getting one more match.
All right, so say we get this one more match. Who do you think that match is going to be against? Or who would you like it to be against? Or actually answer both questions. Who do you think, and who would you like?
If it's Christian related, ask me like 1,000 questions. I'll answer all of them. What's it called?
So let's start with, who do you think
Who do I think
they would put him in a program with?
That's a tricky one. Okay, so I have 3 names in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The first one is Edge, because, well, he's going to be challenging for the title, and I kind of imagine him to win it. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to win it, be it against Roman, be it against Drew McIntyre, or the now conceived idea of Edge versus Finn Balor.
Oh, yeah, NXT. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we completely forgot about that over the phone, right?
Because Charlotte went to go challenge Rhea, I think. Was it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, whatever it is, I think Christian would probably be the first program against. And that's fine. As long as Christian gets a challenge for the WWE title one more time, I'm totally with it. I just hope they don't turn him heel.
Gotcha.
Because I want to see Christian as a heel, as a face. Now, then there's a possibility of tying up the loose end with Randy Orton if he's done with his feud with Bray Wyatt. Because I do see this coming up.
The last time Christian appeared, didn't Randy kick him?
He punted him, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and Christian sold that like death. Right? Now, that one I'm not too excited about. Because look, they have great matches, they have great chemistry, but then that means Randy's going over. Because that's how it always goes. If if they played rock, paper, scissors and Christian picks scissors, Randy's always going to be the fucking Rock. Like, that's what I've always noticed. You know, even back in the Ruthless Aggression era. Like, they had a match, I think, in 2004, and Randy went over, right? Christian was trying to hit the Unprettier. Randy got, like leapfrogs over Christian, then hits an RKO. You know, it just...
Right.
Like, they always have... they've always made Randy Orton the water to Christian's fire. So if Christian wins, then hell yeah, I'm totally for it. But I don't see that being the likelihood. You know?
I see.
Mm.
Which is crazy because Randy actually wouldn't need that win.
Yeah,
so.
He wouldn't. And I would absolutely... Like, it would make for a good feel-good moment for if Christian were to win. You know, so that's number 2. Now, the third name I have in mind, right? And I have always thought of this even before this was made a meme on Instagram and stuff, is that Christian is technically owed a rematch against Big E Langston for the Intercontinental title. 7 years later, Big E Langston is the Intercontinental Champion once again.
You sent me that. Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, I instantly thought of that because I did, like, multiple video edits of Christian, and ironically enough, the same damn match, too. So, if they have that match, that's totally fine. I'm totally fine with that, too, because now you have someone who's been deemed a legend, right? Challenging for the Intercontinental title. That'll elevate the Intercontinental title as well. And look, Christian winning, Big E winning, I have no problem with either.
Right.
Because if Christian wins, that means, okay, we're going to see Christian have another match in wrestling. You know, I'm totally fine with that. Now, if Big E wins too, then okay, you have Big E, then you have Big E, getting elevated once again, you know. And
which would work because, you know, Christian would be a really good person to put him over.
Yeah, and you have a really good match off of that. I have no problem with it. Now, although I just don't like the idea of Christian losing, but that's just me. That's just a fan of me, right? Now, you also asked me, who do I want him to wrestle? See, that's a tough one, right? Now, you give me full creative control on Christian, I'm going to have him win every single title, including the 24/7 title. No. But what I would like to see is, I would like to see Christian versus Sami Zayn, Christian versus Daniel Bryan. That would also be another fun match. Let me think here. Christian versus Shinsuke Nakamura. But if I had to pick one, that's a really hard...
Out of those 3, if you had to pick one for Christian's final match, who would it be?
I don't know. That's such a hard
Sammy,
one.
Shinsuke, or who was the last one? Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan. Oof, well, that's a hard one.
Not sure why Dolph Ziggler wasn't in there, but
I love Daniel. I'm gonna say all 4. Have a fatal 4-way.
You didn't catch what I said. I'm not sure why Dolph Ziggler didn't make the list.
Oh, yeah, because fuck Ziggler. What's it called?
The first fuck Ziggler of the new year on the podcast list, Killers. I had to make it happen.
Yeah. No.
No fatal 4-way. You have to pick one.
Okay, then I guess Sammy. I would want to see him up against Sammy. I love Sammy, but as long as Sami Zayn is given his full moveset, right? Because I noticed ever since he's been the Great Liberator, he's only been like doing punches and kicks. No, I don't want to see that bullshit. I want to see Tope con Hilos, fucking Koji clutches, overflow DDTs, overflow arm drags, the works. You know, if we're not going to get that, Sammy, then I would say Shinsuke. That's a match we haven't seen. I'd like to see that match.
Okay.
Because I know Christian, he's so crisp and he's so smooth, and Shinsuke, he has some very creative matches. So I think those two would have a really good, they could tell a really good story.
I agree.
So definitely, now.
Actually, any of those three choices would be great, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Now, I do want, final match, maybe Edge would be his last match. You know? I have no
Think
problem
about that. Don't you think Edge would be, he would be the one that would go over, though? Because honestly, I wouldn't mind that being his final match, but I would like to see Christian go over.
Yeah, and I want Christian to go over. Like, if I were to pick it, right, I would have him go over Edge. That's just me. Or I would have him go over Randy. Because
at this point, Edge has nothing to lose. He's already a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Multiple-time champions.
Yeah.
Tag team champions. Intercontinental champions, you know? So, for Christian to go over, I don't think it would be a big blow to Edge at all.
Yeah.
It would just solidify Christian to where he needs to be.
Yeah, and I would just, like...
I belong here with these guys.
Yeah, of course. I would just do the works, right? I would resurrect the World Heavyweight title, recreate that match with Randy Orton and Christian, and have Christian go over. That's what I would actually do. All together. As Christian's last match, he could retire with that world title for all I care. I don't care. I just want to see justice.
The way it should have been done the first time.
The way it should have been done the first time, 10 years later. Right? I don't care. That's what I would do. But yeah. See,
10 years later, justice is finally served.
Yes. Because hell, I don't know. You're already gratifying me enough. Like, any more Christian questions?
No, that'll be it.
Okay. For sure. Now, let's talk about the match. Dude, amazing match. Freaking phenomenal. I think my favorite thing was the pool of guys that were in there. I noticed at one point, like, the names that were in there consisted of Carlito, John Morrison, Xavier Woods, Big E, and like those 4 names already. Like, I'm already like, dude, I'm super fans of all 4 of these guys, right? So if any one of these win, I'm not gonna complain. Then you have Shinsuke in there, you have Daniel Bryan in there, you have Sami Zayn in there. Like, I don't know, like, you just can't go
Which,
wrong.
in all honesty, I thought Daniel Bryan was going to take it.
I
really did. That was my number 1 pick. He was my number 1 pick. I'm like, all right, it's Daniel's year. But then when I found out Edge was going to be in it, I'm like, I don't know why. For some weird reason, I felt that he might actually win it. So he was my second pick.
I thought that was smartly done to add him, because, like, it just made it that much more unpredictable. And then the
fact that he was number 1.
Yeah. And then the way they blew up Shinsuke a little bit, you know, have him win that gauntlet match, then have him turn face, like, you know, that added another, like, credible opponent to win the Royal Rumble.
Exactly.
And then, I don't know, you bring back Christian, he adds another element of surprise there. And I'm totally fine with Christian fighting for the world title. You know, I am totally fine with that. I mean, then again, it's me. But still, yeah. Like, a really good, like, element of guys. You know. So, would you say you preferred Edge winning to Daniel Bryan? Or what would you
Okay. Thinking about how I think they're going to play out now, yes. Because now I think, okay, we're going to get Edge versus Drew McIntyre. Like, I feel like that's the best option right there. That's going to be a killer match. As long as Edge has been in the game, like, he hasn't missed a step, like, he still brings it. And then I think it would be good to see Daniel versus Roman. You know, like, I think that's going to be a killer match. So, yeah, I'm fine with Edge doing it.
Yeah. I think
it makes more sense. It's easier to build up Daniel versus Roman without Daniel winning the Rumble than it would be for Edge to go after Drew McIntyre. You know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
really no reason there. But it's like, okay, I'm the Rumble winner. Boom, let's do this. We're
Mhm.
starting on a fresh slate with the feud.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Daniel and Roman, I think they have history already anyways from
Yeah.
years back. So,
Yeah.
yeah. We're just going to pick up where they kind of left off, but something a little bit more new.
Mhm.
So I'm cool with this.
Yeah, and I'm totally fine with that too. And the thing I like is with now you have Shinsuke as a dynamic, and you can actually do a triple threat there, because Shinsuke was screwed.
Shinsuke's still SmackDown, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
still so now you have that element. You can do two baby faces for the price of one match.
Against the
And-
Monster Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know that'll be a good ass triple threat match. You know, that's like those two alone, they're already dream matches to begin with.
Oh my
And
god,
then-
Shinsuke and Daniel Bryan, yeah. I never thought about that.
Yeah, so if like you make it a triple threat, you know, this is a match we never knew we needed, you know. I'm totally fine with that too. If we do it that way, or if we just do Daniel Bryan and Roman, that's fine too, or Daniel Bryan and Shinsuke, that's
I
fine
don't
too.
know. Now that you brought it up, I'm a little more open to that triple threat now.
Yeah. See, that's what I thought was gonna happen with when I saw the gauntlet match, right? Because there has to be a reason for turning Shinsuke babyface and having him go over those bunch of guys. Now, of course, again, I'm committing the logical fallacy of WWE, adding logic to an illogical show, but I honestly think there's something here. And yeah, if we do get a triple threat, I'm not complaining. I'm totally good with that.
Yeah, because usually I get irritated when that happens, but like
Mhm.
thinking about what you just said, yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so now,
yeah.
yeah. But now I want to know, where does Christian factor in? Right? I want to see that. I want to see him in a match. Even if it's against Biggie Langston. Like, boom, you got a good match right there. You know?
That's the crazy thing is I don't see a place for him right now, because if it's going to be Edge and Drew McIntyre,
Mhm.
Drew doesn't have a squad. There's no reason for Christian to, have Edge's back right now.
Yeah.
So he would have to go into something himself.
Yeah.
So I think the real question is, who would be the best person for Christian to get into a program with now,
Mhm.
whether it be short term or long term.
Yeah. Yeah, and the best person I think would be Randy or Edge. They make the most sense.
I'm thinking Randy, but here's the thing with Randy. He's already in this program with
With
The
Bray.
Fiend
Yeah.
and Alexa.
Yeah.
And yeah, him and Edge, maybe, but that means one of them would have to turn heel for it to make sense,
Mm.
because Edge is going to have this program building up with Drew.
Well, Edge was a rated R superstar at one point. I'm just
So,
saying.
yeah, he was.
I'm just saying.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I really wouldn't mind an Edge heel turn. So
I mean, why not? Look, I don't think they're going to have him turn heel going into the match with Drew McIntyre, because it's, 7
But
years.
afterwards,
you played
I can see it,
afterwards.
yeah.
I could see that, and why not? He could easily spin the narrative. I played all of you suckers. You all suck. Whatever. He has the mic skills for that. He could easily just turn around and be a complete dickhead. And why not? But
yeah, or maybe Christian going into it with Edge, and then he's the reason why Edge wins, and that's the whole transformation back into the rated R superstar.
mhm.
And then maybe Christian ends up having a program with Drew McIntyre. I don't know, or Drew gains an ally along the way. I mean, I think Jinder's coming back soon.
No. Bury Ginger, because I think that's what you just said. Bury Ginger under 1,000 feet of steel chairs for all I care.
I mean,
No.
the 3MB reunion versus
No,
the ENC reunion.
No. Okay, I don't mind if it's Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre. Again, Ginger could be buried under 1,000 feet of steel chairs for all I care. That's fine. All three of them, a 3-on-2 handicap. Nah, I'm good. I don't have to co-sign that one. Thank you for trying.
I tried.
To go.
I'm just trying to think of things that are logical and make sense.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing. Well, okay, that's not the only thing, but that's what I see them doing.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I just think he should go off and have his own rivalry with somebody else.
Whoever that might be.
Yeah, whoever that might be.
Hell, Daniel Bryan. Him and Daniel Bryan could have a good match.
Like some of the choices you said earlier would be perfect. You know, if you took Edge out of the equation, yeah, him versus Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Say Daniel did win the championship at WrestleMania. Yeah, get into a program with Daniel. Boom, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Him versus Shinsuke. Regardless if Shinsuke is in the title match or not, still, that's going to be a great match, you know? I just think it shouldn't... His comeback shouldn't be with Edge.
Yeah.
Maybe some appearances or whatever, but Christian should be doing his own thing.
Yeah. So now let me ask you, what was your favorite moment of the Royal Rumble this year?
Ooh, that one's tough. You know what? The swerve at the end. Only because we mentioned this earlier. I had completely forgotten that Randy Orton never went over the top rope.
Really?
So, yeah. Because I'm into the match and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, Randy's already gone, everything like that. And then all of a sudden it's down to Edge and whoever. But then Randy's out there. And it's like, oh, wait, what? I forgot. Well, yo! And the whole reversal from the RKO, getting him out and everything, I was like, okay, that was dope. Like, because I actually really did forget that Randy wasn't actually eliminated. And he came in like the snake that he is. Yeah.
When I saw Randy hit the RKO, I'm like, really? They're going to have him tie Austin? Not that I care, but I'm just like, does Randy not have enough credentials? Like, come on.
Right.
And then when I saw Edgewood, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Because I really didn't see any of that coming.
Yeah. I like that Christian was a part of the Final Four.
He was. It was what, Edge, Christian.
Braun and Seth.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I guess the Final Five, but I'll count it Final Four because Randy was... Because, you know, him and Braun got eliminated at the same time. So whatever. That was still really cool to see. And, like, just to hear them announce it, like, Christian was in the Final Four. I'm good with that. You know, I was really hoping that Christian would be, like, the final two with Edge and they could just duke it out. But I don't care. Beggars can't be choosers. It was so fun. This match was so freaking fun. Carlito, like, okay, moving on from Christian, let's talk about Carlito. Dude, the dude looks so good. Right? Like, freaking Jack.
Well, apparently him and Jeff Hardy had a tag team match. I don't know who against on Raw. I just
Elias and Jackson Riker.
Okay.
Both pairings, very random pairings, right? Both tag teams. Because, look, I get they're both from 2007, but when were they a tag team? Back in 2007, right? I do not remember one time that they were a tag team. And then all of a sudden I'm seeing on WWE's like YouTube channel, Carlito and Jeff Hardy are so happy to be reunited. I'm like, when the hell were they a tag team?
They probably teamed up like once, like, and that was it.
And then like, not only that, but dude, like, wasn't Jeff Hardy just in a like tag team with Matt Riddle? Look, I'm fine with Matt Riddle being out of the equation. I don't care about Matt fucking Riddle.
Right.
But I'm just like, I think WWE, as Corey Graves calls it, it's revisionist history. Yeah.
If that ain't the truth.
Yeah. It's a goal. But hey, overall though, I thought it was a really fun match. The bodyguard for AJ, I think, okay, that made sense that he would eliminate some. Because, I mean, whatever. And then, look, you had Biggie Langston get stared down by the bodyguard, right? So then that plants seeds right there. That plants seeds for AJ and
Biggie.
Yeah. You know, so that'd be an interesting one. Oh, actually, funny enough that you mentioned Christian. There was a point in the Rumble match. I forgot, somebody was coming out, and then I heard Sheamus, you can hear Sheamus audibly yell, "Welcome back, Christian," beating him up or something. So maybe that might be a feud right there.
That wouldn't be a bad feud.
Yeah, and then I also saw Christian go at it with AJ a little bit. It made me think of TNA. I'm like, that would be a good match right there if we could see that in WWE. So, Christian and AJ. I can't believe I didn't think about that. But yeah, so overall, really fun match.
No kidding. I might have to wrap it up real quick.
All right.
Yeah.
No worries, no worries.
Someone just showed up, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and call that a day, actually, because, you know, we pretty much covered the Royal Rumble, covered the pay-per-view. Really good show. Overall, a 10 out of 10. I'm satisfied with everything I saw. I'm satisfied with the matches I saw. Of course, I missed 2 matches, which is okay, fine. But still, like, I have no complaints. Maybe things will change, but you know what? I don't care. Beggars can't be choosers. Overall, like 10 out of 10. You guys got me. The feel-good moments worked. The heel moments worked.
Great start to a new year, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can keep it up. We'll see.
Absolutely.
We're on the road to WrestleMania.
Absolutely. So what about you, Eddie? What would you rate it?
Overall, I would give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really wasn't disappointed with anything, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
The weakest match of the night was, in my opinion, probably Drew and Goldberg, but like I said, with me saying that, it wasn't a bad match, so.
Yeah, and it was like it wasn't too long.
Yeah, it was what it was supposed to be, so.
Yeah.
Let's just see where they go from here.
And then, like, hell, you even saw Goldberg endorse Drew, so why not? You know, everybody wins.
There you go.
And that's definitely the theme of this show. Like, everybody won. You know, I won twice.
That you did.
You know, so I'm good. Now
it looks like you might be winning a lot more in these coming months. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. So, with that being said, we're going to wrap the show off. Before we wrap the show, we got to give Match of the Year candidates. So, or no, Match Recommendation of the Week. Sorry. Eddie, who you got?
This is for you. Charlotte, Becky, Evolution, Last Man Standing match.
You got it.
Or Last Woman Standing match, I'm
You
sorry.
got it. All right, for sure. Okay. Now, I'm going to go with the Christian match, of course. And I've always recommended the match with Randy Orton in SmackDown 2011. As much as I hated the finish, it was a beautiful match from start to finish. Even the finish, you know, as much as I hated it, was still a good finish. So, with that being said, I'm not going to recommend that match. Instead, I'm going to throw you a little swerve. And I'm going to recommend Elimination Chamber 2014 with Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Christian, John Cena, Randy Orton, and... Wait, did I list Christian in there? So Christian, Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, Randy Orton, John Cena. Who's number 6? I forgot who number 6 was. Was it Swagger? No, I don't think it was. Well, Elimination Chamber 2014.
There you go.
For the WWE title. Really good match. It was Sheamus. There you go. And honestly, really fun. Then you see Christian's work. He's very crisp, very smooth in that match. You know, fun match to watch. So definitely recommend that one. And yeah. Last thing here, mental health is a very important thing. So, you know, if you guys are feeling a certain type of way, definitely know that you guys have people that love you and care about you. And yeah, Eddie and I, we both love you. If our DMs are always open if you need it. You know, peace be. And all right. So, thank you everybody for tuning in. And we'll see you later.